Hello and welcome to HSPN Pregame Live as we get you ready for HSPN's presentation of Friday Night Football. I'm Jared Ware.
And I'm Alex Schley.
The saying goes, some things change and some things just stay the same. And tonight, we'll see one of those things that just stay the same. With the Massachusetts football landscape changing each and every offseason, with teams jumping division and changing leagues, one constant on the Hawks schedule has always been a matchup with Clinton. For some Hawks players tonight, they'll get a rematch with the Gales as they'll have played against Clinton as a Pop Warner player, an 8th grader at the JV level. But tonight, things matter the most under the Friday night varsity lights. The Gales come into the Morgan Bowl looking for their first win of the season, coming off losses to St. Bernard's, Littleton, and Oakmont. They're led by a two-headed monster at running back of Daryl Gent and Tom Russell. Both of those guys have gone up for over 100 yards rushing on this season, and they'll look to do what the tandem of Joe Orlando and Shane Dawson of Groton Dunstable did against the Hawks defense just 2 weeks ago on this very field. The Hawks return to the Morgan Bowl coming off their first win of the year, which was a heart stopper. But not only did they get off the mark, they may have found their quarterback of the future. Sophomore Armel Conyers led a game-winning drive that has Hawks fans wondering what's in store for their underclassman hero. But before kickoff, let's kick it over to Alex Schley and what we have in store for the rest of the pregame. Take it away, Alex.
Tonight on HSPN Live, we'll be hearing from head coach Mr. Mack and wide receiver Kyle Sullivan. Then we'll be breaking down the success of Armel Conyers and then head to the whiteboard and break down Clinton's offense. But first, let's head to see Hudson's success against Westboro last week.
Hudson travels to Westboro for a big league game. Early in the first quarter, Dan Liss loses the handle on the snap, and the Hawks would take over on the Rangers' doorstep. The next possession, second down, Jesse Nemerowitz bangs it in, and the Hawks take the early 7-0 lead. But wait, after forcing a punt, Hudson gives it right back to the Rangers with a muffed punt, giving Westboro great field position, and they would take advantage. A few plays later, Jake Shrebnick slices off the end and slices into the Hudson lead. Going in from 22 yards, we're knotted up at 7. The ensuing kickoff, Kyle Sullivan, he'd return and bust it right up the gut, and good luck getting a touch on him. 80 yards to the house, Hudson would take the 13-7 lead. A Westboro touchdown would put the Rangers up 14-13, so we'll jump to the last drive of the first half. Hudson looking to move it in for the score. Armel Conyers finds Kyle Sullivan, and those two who are on the same wavelength all half, so Conyers goes right back to him on the next play, touchdown, and we go into the break, knotted up at 20. Into the second half, Dan Liss would squeeze a pass into Stephen Falvey, and he would take it the rest of the way, giving Westboro a 26-20 lead. We'll jump to the fourth quarter where things were knotted up at 34 apiece. The final drive of the game for the sophomore Armel Conyers. And look what he does with the game on the line. Looks right, comes back left. Canestraro wide open in the back of the end zone. Hudson picks up their first win of the year, 41-34, the final score.
The Hawks coaching staff had a decision to make on who would start this game at quarterback, with Steve Miranda cleared to play coming off of that concussion and Armel Conyers playing so well. With more on how that quarterback decision was made, let's head to the Schley Report.
The Schley Report. The big decision for the Hawks coaching staff this week was who would get the start at quarterback. After a week of competition between Stephen Miranda and Armel Conyers, the coaching staff decided to stick with Armel Conyers. We caught up with Coach Mack this week to get his thoughts on the decision.
Yeah, you know what? Armel Conyers is our quarterback this week. He was our quarterback last week, and he's our quarterback this week too. So not a surprise. Yeah, he played really well last week. We got a win last week, and so I think we need to go with Armel again.
He's a good young quarterback, and he's got some needs to work on some things, but he's going to be real good.
So Sullivan will work this week to stay strong and build on his success with Armel Conyers.
Great stuff, Alex. And with Armel starting at quarterback this week, I want to go back to the tape and show you a subtle thing that Armel was doing well that makes him so effective.
Armel Conyers did something last week against Westboro that some of the great quarterbacks at the college and professional level are doing, and that's eye manipulation, using your eyes to move the defense around to create lanes to throw into. Everyone who is able to consistently make plays at the quarterback position does it. First, let's look at this drive at the end of the first half. He's looking off to the left. He's moving number 22 and the other linebacker in the middle away from the deep third of the field. Now he'll look back to his right, and Kyle Sullivan is wide open. Look at that huge window he can throw into. This is as easy a throw as you'll get, and it's a big touchdown for the Hawks at the end of the first half. Now we'll go to the drive at the end of the game winner, and Conyers does the same thing in fast motion. He looks to his right, comes back to his left. Canistrero's wide open, but he's open because of the way that Conyers uses his eyes. At the snap, he looks to his right. Watch that deep safety in the middle of the field. He bails out to that right side thinking that's where Conyers is going to go with the football. But he comes back with his eyes to the near pylon, and he has Canestrero wide open. Look at where number 14 is. He is nowhere near the wide receiver. That's great eye manipulation. Armel Conyers has a lot of raw talent at the quarterback position, and I think starting him is a great move for the Hawks.
Another key to Conyers' aerial attack tonight is going to be last Saturday. It was 80 degrees at field level, warm and sunny tonight. It's going to be dark. It's going to be cold. He's going to have to keep those hands warm. Let's see how he throws in unideal conditions. It's a weekly segment here on the HSPN pregame show. Let's head to the whiteboard for a little chalk talk.
We're at the whiteboard once again this week, and tonight I want to talk about an offensive concept that you have seen from Clinton for years on end, whether that be varsity football, junior varsity football, all the way down to their Pop Warner teams. They run this offensive concept. They run this offensive play. You see all these offenses across the state, across the country, they're changing. Not Clinton. They've got bread and butter with a concept of misdirection. They love to run the football out of the split back formation, and this is what they do. We'll break it down. I guarantee you we will see this play multiple times tonight. So what you're going to get from an offensive standpoint, you're going to get two down blocks. This guy's going to go to the second level. This guy's kicking down. And at the snap, you're going to see two guards pull. You rarely ever see that. This guard's going to pull and kick out. This guard's going to get on his horse, pull and kick out. The quarterback, he's going to turn to his right, and this is where the misdirection comes in. This back is going to show this way first. And what that does is that freezes your linebackers. That gets them thinking, hold on, I want to chase the ball. I want to chase flow. It's going to this side of the formation. And you get these guys out of position in the second level, and then what you do is this other running back takes a jab step to the right. All the flow's going right. You're chasing right. No, it's coming back the other way underneath. The quarterback keeps his turn going and gives it to this guy, and you've got a huge hole on the left side of your offensive line, the right side of your defense. Misdirection. They want to get your linebackers and your safeties flowing one way and cut it back up the other way. You'll see this all night. The key to stopping this, you have to read your keys. Keep an eye on what those guards are doing. They'll bring you right to the football, and we'll show you last year how the Hawks did a good job doing that in our next segment.
Now that we showed you the foundation of Clinton's offense, let's go to a tail of the tape and roll last year's highlights to show you what some of the keys to this year's matchup will be.
So we go to last year's footage from Hudson versus Clinton for a look at what's going to happen tonight. And here's a big play from the Hawks offense, simple off a pump fake, beating man-to-man coverage. Let's break this play down and take a look at what happens. That pump, it sucks that linebacker in and opens up the deep portion of the field. You've got man-to-man coverage on the outside, and this is an easy pitch and catch for your quarterback. If he just leads him into that open field, there's not much that cornerback can do, and you've got a big play. Now we'll go defensively. We talked about it in Chalk Talk. Misdirection from the Clinton offense. They love to run this play, but look at that good play made by the linebacker. Let's take this play back and take a look at what he does. Off the snap, he reads his key. He's looking at that guard who's pulling. He knows that the play will follow up in behind that guard. Now let's run it in full speed. Stop it again. Now he's flown to the right running back. He's in good position. He breaks down. He slides inside to out, makes the play. You have to read your keys if you're the Hawks defense.
So our three keys to the game in this one is going to be to keep the Clinton offense behind schedule. This offense is designed to convert on 3rd and 4 and 3rd and 3. If the Hawks can keep them in 3rd and long, that's a big advantage. They might be able to slow down the Clinton offense. For the Hawks offensively, they need to be able to throw the ball as well as they did last week and limit those turnovers. Most of Westboro's points came off of bad Hawks turnovers. If they keep possession of the football and they throw it effectively, they'll pick up the W tonight.